Welcome to this week's episode of Breki with Belle. Remember, whatever you send to me, darlings, you remain absolutely anonymous and your stories remain completely confidential. So, story number one. What do you do if one of your staff members is sleeping with your clients and actually making it public knowledge? Oh, this is a tough one, but I have actually got a rule: never tap your payroll, and I think it's a good rule to follow. I actually experienced something quite similar to this a couple of years ago, and what I did was I phoned the NHF and I asked to speak to the legal team. I have to say the lawyer was quite taken aback, but they gave me some great advice. So, story number two. I have a horrible boss constantly digging at the work that I create, even though I am the busiest in the salon. Oh, this is a tough one. Okay, so I would have liked you to have defined horrible a little bit better, but sometimes if you are the busiest in the salon, I would always let your work speak for itself. I'd always look at your rebook rate. I'd let that speak for itself. Maybe there's a little bit of jealousy going on, but it depends in what way they're being horrible to you. But, if you are the busiest, keep going and keep smashing it. Now, the next one is a really interesting one. My boss is keeping my tips. Is that right? What the hell? This reminds me of that restaurant that Gordon Ramsay went to see, Amy's Bakery. And in it was owned by two crazy people and they kept all the staff's tips. No, that is not right. If there is a tip for you, you should be keeping it, whether it's cash or card. I think what you need to do is you need to make a note of this, present it to your boss, and then if not, seek bloody legal advice because it's your tips, not the salon's. And finally, story number four. I have a staff member that just does not listen to any techniques that I show her. I'm constantly taking time out, showing her new colouring techniques, and she just goes and does the thing anyway. Now listen, you have to be strict. I don't know whether your staff member's self-employed or employed, but anyhow, you need to have a handbook and you need to sort of relay in that handbook what you expect from your staff. You need to have a contract. And actually, if you are trying to push your own brand and you want your staff to a certain standard, unfortunately, they have to take on board your level of colouring and they have to take that on board. So I will be sitting down and calling a meeting because to me, I don't think that's acceptable.